Valtteri Bottas has claimed he was made to look like a complete C and a fool in Sunday's Sakhir Grand Prix after George Russell outperformed him in what ended up being a disastrous result for Mercedes. Russell was drafted in from Williams to replace Lewis Hamilton, who was ruled out of the race after testing positive for coronavirus. The young Briton shone on his Mercedes debut before being robbed of a podium finish following a calamitous pit stop late on. Bottas, who started on pole, was often second best to Russell throughout the race and struggled to keep up before finishing 8th in the standings, 1 place above Russell. And while the 22-year-old stole the limelight for a superb drive, Bottas believes those who barely follow the sport will look at the result and question his abilities. "If you don't know things, I might have looked like a complete C, a fool, so that's not nice," said Bottas. "But the people who know, they know how the performance was, and how the end result could have been. It was a pretty bad race for me from that side, and it will be very easy for people to say that a new guy comes in and beats the guy who has been in the team a few years, so it was not ideal. I knew that in the first stint with the medium tire that the track position would be important, so obviously it was unfortunate to lose that, but in the second stint I was catching him at a pretty decent rate. I knew everything was still going to be open and that most likely we were going to have a good battle. He obviously did a mistake, free race, but I still knew there would be everything to play for. I was confident, based on what I felt with the hard tire, the car was more complete balance-wise. I knew there was going to be other opportunities and that was ultimately the plan for me, to get him, and it was getting close. The race was not finished when we had the thing with the pit stops, which changed everything. I managed to go a bit longer on the medium tire and that would have opened up opportunities for me. I was catching him. Russell was comfortably leading the race when a safety car saw Mercedes call in both drivers for a double-stacked pit stop in a bid to get them on fresher tires. However, in a mad rush, the Mercedes mechanics somehow managed to put one tire from Bottas' set onto Russell's car before sending him out, which then caused mass confusion when changing the Finn's wheels, squandering their advantage in the race and with the pair to make up plenty of places. It's hard to explain the feeling when you come to a pit stop and you leave with the same old tires that you came in with, and then lose positions, Bottas added. Obviously, a big mistake from the team that will be analyzed and learned from. It was a nightmare being on the old, hard tires that had already lost a bit of temperature in the pit stop. Against guys with fresh mediums around, I was like a sitting duck. It was a pretty nightmare situation.